Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable Denominators channel of Wrestling Results here on this channel. So we have AEW Dynamite results for March 2nd, 2022. And guys, we will be doing our results on Sunday for Sunday's pay-per-view. I'll be watching it and I'll be doing my results for it this Sunday. Probably Sunday morning or Monday morning. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to see this feud between CM Punk and MJF. We'll get into that topic very, very soon because this got heated in last night's show. This contains spoilers. Tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite was broadcasted live from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. And it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's the final Dynamite before the Sunday's Revolution pay-per-view. Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Jim Ross were the broadcast team for tonight's event. AEW General Manager Tony Khan was out to make a huge announcement. Finally, instead of saying, "Oh, I have a huge announcement," and then doesn't come out to announce the huge announcement. But this time, he comes out to make this announcement. Normally, I'm the one keeping people on time. So I'm going to make sure we get to the wrestling tonight. Thank you to all the fans for keeping this company going during the pandemic. This is the biggest week in the history of this company. We're on the road to Revolution, and ahead of Revolution, I have a huge announcement tonight. When we started AEW 3 years ago, it was out in the parking lot. About 17 years before that, another company started, ROH, Ring of Honor. Today, I just signed a new deal. I just became the owner of Ring of Honor. And that was it. Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels versus American Dragon Bryan Danielson. This is the first time I've seen Christopher Daniels in AEW in a while. So we haven't seen him in AEW in a while. Since he was teaming up with not Daniel Garcia, the other guys. Dan Lambert's team member. So, both wrestlers were at the first Ring of Honor show and are facing one another here tonight. They observe the code of honor before the match. They shake hands. Danielson has been talking about teaching the younger wrestlers about violence. Danielson isn't going to teach Christopher Danielson anything he doesn't know, said Tony Schiavone. Danielson hit the leg lariat on Bryan, and then followed up with a split-legged moonsault off the ropes. Back in the ring, Bryan clobbered Danielson with roundhouse kicks. Danielson applied a bow and arrow submission on Christopher Danielson, who grabbed the ropes to break the hold. They trade chops. Flesh on flesh, echoing throughout Daly's Place, said Jim Ross. Daniels planted Danielson, with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Daniels followed up with an STO. Daniels was looking for the Angel's Wings, but Bryan escaped. Bryan closed the distance with a running strike into the corner. Daniels knocked Bryan off the turnbuckles with a headbutt. Daniels tripped Bryan, but Bryan cradled Daniels for a near fall. Wow. Bryan clocked Daniels with a rolling elbow. Slow it down, Unstoppable. Slow it down. Bryan climbed to the top turnbuckle, but CD blasted him with an open palm strike. Daniels attempted the best moonsault ever, but Bryan moved and captured Daniels with a leg lock. Bryan rammed his elbows down onto Daniels, and the ref stopped the match as Daniels was knocked out. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years since the first Ring of Honor show, Christopher Daniels and I were in the main event. At the time, we started the match with a handshake, and we ended the show with a handshake. But here's the thing. I'm not in Ring of Honor. I'm in AEW. And it's time to kick somebody's head in. Danielson grabs Christopher Daniels' arm and began to stomp on Daniels' head. Danielson says, "Jon Moxley, the head that's going to be kicked in on Sunday at Revolution is yours," said Danielson. Jon Moxley's music hit, and Moxley stormed out to the ring. Moxley says, "I can see that the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is better than ever and more violent than ever. But you've got it wrong, my friend. I am at a crossroads, and which path I walk will determine my future. If I walk down one path, I get my head kicked in on Sunday and I fade into oblivion. But that's not going to happen. I choose to walk down another path. I will walk down bullets and through you. At the end of this path, I beat the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. The story of Jon Moxley is just starting. And I write the first chapter that's going to be written in blood. There's like 1 million people watching on TV. You want to prove me wrong? Take your shot." Danielson squared up to Jon Moxley and then retreated from the ring, and bet you the fans were booing. 15-team casino tag royal. The winner will receive the final shot in this match for the AEW Tag Team Championship this Sunday on pay-per-view at Revolution against Jurassic Express and Red Dragon. Participants including Santana and Ortiz, FTR, Dax Hardwood and Cash Wheeler, Top Flight, Darez and Dante Martin, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, The Acclaimed, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, 2.0, Jeff Parker and Matt Lee, the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson, the Butcher and the Blade, the Gun Club, Colton and Austin Gunn, Brock Anderson and Big Shotty Lee Johnson, Bear Country, Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder, the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr., Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, Press 10, Vance and Alan, number 5, Angels, Pretty Peter Avalon, and Ryan Nemeth. Top Flight and FTR were the first two teams to enter the match. The Acclaim came out next, followed by Alan Angels and Press 10 Vance. Angels hit his standing slice bread on Caster. The Varsity Blondes were the next team to the ring. Santana and Ortiz went right after Bear Country, taking the flight directly to them and eliminating them. Dax and Matt Jackson traded strikes with each other. I'd like to see a best of 5 between FTR and the Young Bucks, said Jim Ross. Bowens went after the match of 10 and then clubbed him out of the ring. Bowens sent Grayson over the top rope too. The Young Bucks knocked Brock Anderson over the top with a double lariat. Top Flight eliminated Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens took a lot of punishment in this match. He was on the receiving end of Big Rig from FTR, said Excalibur. Evil Uno was about to pile drive Trent on the apron when Danhausen crawled out from beneath the ring and put a curse on Evil Uno. Trent used half and half suplex on Evil Uno and eliminated him. FTR, the Young Bucks, and Top Flight were the three teams remaining. Darius nailed Dax with a kick. Dante ate a right hand from Cash Wheeler. Cash popped up but Dante pulled him over with a Hurricanrana, and both men were eliminated. The Young Bucks super kicked Dax Hardwood, eliminating him after Red Dragon ran out and distracted FTR at ringside. Darius Martin took on the Bucks single-handedly. Darius used a flying forearm on Matt Jackson. Darius hits a standing Spanish fly on Matt Jackson. Darius eliminated Nick Jackson. Matt Jackson and Darius Martin brawled on the ring apron. Matt Jackson kicked Darius with a low blow and then super kicked Darius out of the ring. The Young Bucks advanced to Revolution on Sunday on pay-per-view. Red Dragon and the Young Bucks celebrated in the ring. Backstage, Jericho had some choice words for his match against Eddie Kingston this Sunday. Excuse me, sorry. Santana and Ortiz interrupted him. Jericho asked, "Are we good?" Ortiz nodded his head, yes. Not really. CM Punk came out to the ring. CM Punk, I used to splash water in my face every morning and asked myself, am I the bad guy? Up until a week ago, I believed Max was the bad guy. And for Max to bare his soul like he did last week, it took a lot of courage. But I also shook the feeling that I'm being gaslit. I don't believe Max is lying. Where my questions like is his scenery. I must be getting soft in my old age, but I don't think it matters. There's a famous picture of me on the internet from when I was younger and I met Steve Austin. I've listened to Max burying Brian Pillman Jr.'s father, the late great Brian Pillman, in his hometown, and he said awful things about Darby Allin's uncle. When I came here, Max stood in front of me and introduced himself, and I didn't shake his hand. My Dr. Frankenstein, and he's the monster. I don't think there's anything I can say that's any more impactful than what I can do. Max, can come out here. Max, can you come out here and we can talk and have a conversation in front of the world? MJF joined Punk in the ring. CM Punk says, so here's the thing, Max. I've done horrible things in my life. I used to be you, so full of hate. But listen, man, I mocked a wrestler's addiction until he lost his job because of it. I covered a legendary wrestler in the ashes of his manager. And I'm here to tell you that all that hate won't keep you warm. It's going to burn you up. I'd like to think my respect isn't given, it's earned. But this is about some 11-year-old kid at home watching right now who looks up to you. Max, and I woke up this morning and said I splashed myself with water in the face and I asked, are you the good guy? And that answer is, I sure am trying. CM Punk offered his hand to MJF. MJF paused and then grabbed CM Punk and hugged him. Punk hugged him a little after MJF hugged him. MJF said thank you and then kicked Punk with a low blow. MJF followed up with a heat seeker on Punk. MJF called out Wardlow and Shawn Spears. Spears handed MJF the Dynamite Diamond Ring. No, I thought it was Wardlow who gave it to him. MJF rocked Punk in the head with a stiff shot. Punk was busted wide open. FTR were on the top of the ramp, running interference. You stupid old man. I am a snake. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. This Sunday at Revolution, I'm going to show the world and all these mindless sheep that that I'm the devil himself. Wardlow and Shawn Spears had the dog collar around Punk's neck and began to pull the steel chain from the ringside as Punk was bleeding on the arena floor. That ring is tearing at the flesh of CM Punk, said Excalibur. Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara and Sting ran down to the ring to save CM Punk. AEW Women's World Champion Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter with Rebel versus Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez. Thunder Rosa hoisted up Baker, but Baker escaped. Mercedes whipped Rosa into Baker in the corner. Britt Baker fired back with a sling blade. Clothesline on Mercedes. Jamie Hayter tagged in and she and Mercedes collided with shoulder tackles. Mercedes backed Hayter into Thunder Rosa and made the tag to Rosa. Rebel grabbed Rosa's leg and in the process distracted the referee. Britt Baker blindsided Rosa while the ref was ambushing Rebel. Baker connected with a ripcord elbow on Mercedes, and then Hayter hit the backbreaker. Baker covered Mercedes for a near fall. Britt staggered Mercedes after a thrust kick. Thunder Rosa tagged in and flipped off Baker. Rosa tried a foot stomp on Baker, but Baker avoided it. Thunder Rosa caught Baker with a Death Valley driver for a near fall. Hayter was there to pick up the pin attempt by Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa pinned Britt Baker after a trigger driver 98. Mr. Mayhem, Wardlow with Shawn Spears versus Cesar Bononi. Wardlow wasted no time running up the band, tuning up the band. He hoisted up Boney and powerbombed him 3 times, pinning him after conducting the powerbomb symphony. Shawn Spears was about to swing his steel chair at Bononi, but Wardlow grabbed the chair out of Spears' hand. Wardlow and Spears faced off. Tony, in my mind, this is a long time coming, said Excalibur. Shawn Spears nodded his head cautiously and left the ring. Trios match. AEW World Champion Hangman, Adam Page, Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus Adam Cole, baby, and Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole and Page began the match for the respective sides. Page backed Cole into the corner without touching him, and Cole tagged out to Bobby Fish. Fish was looking for a knockout kick, but Page ducked it and nearly decimated Fish with a high boot to the head. Page took on Red Dragon by himself and then tagged out to John Silver. Reynolds and Silver used effective tandem offense on Red Dragon. After O'Reilly put in the works on Reynolds, Cole tagged in for a few shots on Reynolds. Cole tagged right back out to O'Reilly. Cole is being very judicious with his time in the ring tonight, noted Excalibur. Good strategy, replied Jim Ross. Cole attempted for a Panama City Sunrise, but Page muscled out of it, looking for the dead eye. Cole escaped and then kicked the top of Page's knee. Cole was about to lower the boom with a knee strike, but Page heard Cole's footsteps and moved out of the way. Hangman used a fallaway slam on O'Reilly. He power bombed Kyle for a near fall. Cole got in the ring and he and Page traded strikes. It broke down and all 6 men were brawling in the ring. Page scored big time with a buckshot lariat on Cole. Reynolds made a blind tag and popped Cole up for a knee strike. Cole fired back with a super kick and then lowered the boom with the knee strike. Adam Cole scored the pin on Reynolds. Adam Cole comes out of his healthy and with some momentum heading into the pay-per-view Sunday night, said Jim Ross. Page fought off Red Dragon and Page was poised to deliver the buckshot lariat to Cole when Bobby Fish kicked out Page's leg. Red Dragon used gaffer tape and restrained Hangman to the ring ropes. Cole and crew have got it rolling. Page is in a helpless state, said Jim Ross. Cole super kicked Page and then mockingly placed the AEW World title on Adam Page, saying, "The belt belongs to me." Catch AEW Dynamite on TBS next Wednesday, live at 8/7 Central from Hertz Arena in Estero, Florida. Don't miss AEW Rampage this Friday from Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida, airing at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT, featuring TNT champion Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin versus Andrade El Idolo for the TNT title. The Professor, Serena Deeb's 5-minute challenge, Keith Lee in action. All Ego, Ethan Page versus Christian Cage in a Face of the Revolution qualifying match. This Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the AEW Revolution live on pay-per-view, available on all major providers: Bleacher Report, Fight TV, in the theaters, Cinemark, AMC, and Regal Cinemas. Too bad our Regal Cinemas just closed down, because I would watch it right there in the movie theater. And remember, the home of professional wrestling is All Elite Wrestling. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you guys do not miss an upload here on this channel. And see you guys in tomorrow's reaction or results for Impact Wrestling. And I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.